Anyone tried a custard bun before?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You know what a bao? You know what a bao is?
Yeah.
Steamed bun. Okay, so so this dough here, there's lots of different things today that are kind of like we've obviously had to do certain things before to get it going, because otherwise you wouldn't really be able to learn it all in one lesson. But we have essentially a yeast dough here. That it's made with a what we call a medium gluten wheat flour. So in Chinese, our gluten flours, our plain flours, are split into low, medium, or high. And so low gluten or medium gluten is more like plain flour. Low gluten is not as elastic, and then you've got high gluten, which is like a strong bread flour, much more elastic. Okay? It's got a bit of yeast, dry. We just use about 5 grams of dry, fast action yeast in there, make it rise. And yeast matter? If you use fresh yeast, you just use about half the amount, so maybe 2.5 grams of that. You can get fresh yeast. You can get from supermarkets, and just ask the bakery section and ask them for free fresh yeast. Yeah. I actually earlier when I've made some just in case you guys can't make them. Just in case we didn't have time. Yeah. I made some up, and in our steam oven we have a function that allows a bit of moisture into the oven and keep it at low heat, so it rises much quicker, proves much quicker. But otherwise, once you've mixed it all together with the yeast, a bit of milk, water, you've got recipe and quantities in your packs, which we'll send to you. So then it takes about an hour and a half in a normal room temperature environment to rise up to this. I did this about an hour and a half. Yep. So I'm only going to take a little bit of this dough, and I'll show you what we do with it. This mix here, it's a custard, a coconut custard mix. So in here we have something. Oh, that's your coffee machine. In here we've got desiccated coconut, butter, melted butter, which is kind of strange in Chinese cuisine. You got to think these buns and stuffed breads, and if you ever go to a bakery in Chinatown, all of those are heavily influenced by the West. People don't realize that. Yeah? A lot of baked goods, we don't really have, in the old days, we didn't really have baked breads in China or in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong is a pearl of the Orient, taken a lot of influence from Western cuisine. Yeah? Custard, definitely not Chinese. So it's got custard powder in there, milk powder, some condensed milk or evaporated milk, melted butter, and that's pretty much it. Then you can see this sort of powderiness, this flour here. If anyone wants to feel that, I showed Dan this earlier. It's what we call cooked glutinous rice flour. I don't know, do you grab it from downstairs? Actually, it's the cooked glutinous rice flour, and you get lots of different types of flours in dim sum, and you get glutinous rice flour and cooked glutinous rice flour. Cooked glutinous rice flour is a dehydrated flour, and you feel it. It's very dry. Okay, and what that does is, because this is actually a frozen or cooled butter mix, you don't want it to melt and explode the buns. So we put a bit of this cooked glutinous rice flour in to stabilize it, stop it from melting too much that it bubbles up in the bun when it's steaming. Does that make sense? Yeah. You can only find that in Chinese supermarkets, and not all of them sell it. Okay? It's quite a specialist ingredient, that. So anyway, enough of my blabbering. So we take a little ball of your mix, and we do this. So it's kind of like a hole punch with your thumb. So index fingers and thumbs make a circle like that, and then I'm right-handed, so I use my right hand to twist it in. But every time I twist, I punch it through like that, and then I pull it back together again, twist and pull, twist and pull. What that's doing is it's creating a skin around the outside of the bun, so when it steams, you can sort of just peel that off. When I was a kid, I used to just eat the bit on the top. Okay, so Someone's had a bit too much to drink over there. So it's getting buns. I get the joke, you know. Okay, so anyway, you got a little ball. Oh gosh, you've got a little ball of dough here. Okay, once you've done that, then you take a bit of the mix, which I'll split up for you guys, and then we take a bit of that flour and just roll that into your filling. Okay, and then we take your bit of pastry, we flatten it out, and we take that, and you see this, the same movement happens here. So it's round and pull it up, and pull it up, and pull it up. And as you're doing that, when you get closer, you just close that off, and you start to twist that together. When you twist that together, then that's nice and stuck together. That's my little snowdrop there. You turn that upside down, and that's your custard bun.